I think really what I'm so proud of these guys is they're buying in, they're learning how to play defense. And, we get into some odd and even stuff, and that's a lot of stuff to learn. And these guys are learning, and they're very technique sound. They're doing a lot of good things, and now it's getting to where they're playing fast and not thinking. So these guys are doing a really good job.
Can they be the strength, the anchor of this defense, even though obviously the secondary's got a lot of talent and experience coming back? And do you think the D-line can be
I think with any good defense, your D-line better be the anchor. You know what I mean? So I think that's what we're hoping to get to. I think that's what they've bought into. So they're taking the initiative to be that anchor. So I think with those guys, we have a good solid 2 deep. Yeah, I think, potentially we will be.
Coach House labeled Phil Hoskins as disruptive earlier today. Is that what you've been seeing from him and the work you've gotten so far?
Very disruptive, almost like a rolling ball of butcher knives right now. So we got to get that chaos a little controlled, but definitely don't want to turn him down at all by any means. But I think once he gets it all through his head and how to do it, he's going to be a very good football player, very disruptive as far as on defense. So, yeah, Coach House is correct.
What is that fine line of, letting a guy be instinctual, not just Phil, but, kind of trying to also balance it out with, the fundamentals and the defense and the schemes, but not want to take the football player out of them too?
Well, here's the good thing about it. Like, we spend all this time teaching them in individual periods and teaching them how to do things. But when they're out there, I'm not out there with them. So they got to figure it out. They get to let loose. And I always tell those guys, look, don't be afraid to make mistakes. We'll correct it in the meetings. But by any means, I don't want to make any robots out of those guys. They're pretty athletic. I want to let them go a little bit.
Let's talk a little bit about pass rush. He learned a position last year as a freshman, was coming on at the end, and now he's kind of starting over.
Yeah, he's starting over, but he's learning fast. Kind of really getting back familiar with where he naturally should be as a defensive lineman. He's a defensive lineman in high school. I think just kind of when you're the best guy on your team, kind of you got the freelance and go. Now he's got to learn a little bit more fundamentals, but I think he's right at home where he needs to be, and he's coming along just fine.
What was kind of the decision behind moving him?
It's 280. I mean, he keeps eating his way into it, but I think eventually, I thought we knew it would eventually happen. He almost had to, diet and starve himself to stay where he was at outside backer, which is a little unfair to him. So now he can eat good, healthy food and work out like he needs to, and he's going to get bigger and stronger every week. So we're looking forward to some good things from Josh.
Can you see him at 305, 310 when it settles in?
I don't know if we'll see him that big. I mean, he's pretty muscular now. I mean, he's not a soft-bodied guy. I think 290 probably max would probably be his max, and it's probably good enough for him. I mean, he's explosive, man. He's going to be a real good one for us.
Calvin Taylor's a guy that finished up strong last season and showed some flashes of his potential. Has he carried that over into spring drills?
Yeah, look, we talk about it every week. You watch tape and 91 shows up. He's kind of Mr. Consistent. He does a great job for us. He's kind of the quiet guy, just gets his job done. But he's Mr. Dependable for us, so I'm expecting a lot of Calvin as well.
How come you don't see a lot of really tall guys on the D-line like that?
It's a game of leverage, right? So I think as coaches, we kind of boggle it up a little bit. We want all this length, and I like length, but if you're playing a game of leverage, sometimes you can get too lengthy, but then you just have to train those guys to have good knee bend and get their pads down. And unfortunately, Calvin at 6'6", 6'7", has done a great job of doing that.
How many times during practice do you see low man wins?
We still have that shootout there, so it's from the very beginning of practice, the message is clear that a low man wins. So we got those guys bending down there and they're getting low, and we talk about it every day in the meeting. Low man win, inside hands win, and that's what we got to do every day.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.